To Bloom, we're exploring what's invading our bodies today, things we are unknowingly doing that could be making us sick. And everyday skin and hair care products could be making us sick. Joining me now from OVME is the Director of Education and Development, Elizabeth Weiler. Elizabeth, welcome to Bloom and welcome to the Tampa Bay area.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have OVME here, and I know that you're an expert when it comes to the ingredients that we should be using, and a lot of times, you know, we grab products that we think are good for us, but they could actually be seeping toxins into our system.
Absolutely, there is some truth to that, that, you know, the skin is there to keep things out, but generally there can be small amounts of chemicals that make their way into the body. One thing that we need to be careful about, though, is because the industry really has moved away from a lot of that, one thing that we want to be discerning about is, you know, the negative press that a lot of them get, because it's just that the industry has really moved away from putting toxins in skincare products and hair products, and so
well, you say it's like consumer demand, like the
Yeah.
consumers started educating themselves about how bad this is, so the industry itself has become cleaner, which is great because people started voting with their pocketbooks and buying brands that they knew they could trust, and all these like scanning devices that we can look and see what's in our products.
Exactly. And it's not always about just the individual ingredients either. Some of them just get a really bad rap, even though they don't deserve it. So, for example, parabens. We've heard a lot about parabens, right? But without parabens, different microorganisms can grow in the products, both in production and in, you know, storage, and then in your bathroom as you're using it, and as you use the product to introduce more bacteria into it. So we actually do need parabens, and they're used in a very small amount. Then there's, you know, have you ever heard of sunscreens being called like DNA mutators?
Right.
You know, I looked into a couple of the studies, and one of them, so it's based on a kernel of truth, one of them actually turned out to be a sunscreen they tested called Patamate O. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
Me either,
Right.
because no one's using it anymore. And that's just the thing. Consumers are demanding more transparency from these companies, and that's one good thing about social media, you know, involvement in that process as well.
So what should we be looking for as consumers when we're shopping trusted brands?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just the thing. Trusted brands are usually a good way to go because they're not going to allow, you know, bad press from, you know, inappropriate ingredients being in their products. I lean towards medical grade products, which tend to be higher concentrations of active ingredients. And while they're not prescription, they are available through physicians' offices and medical spas. And so what you get with that is a consultation with an esthetician who can set you up with the correct regimen to use, because our skin is the largest organ of our body, and we really need to be using the right products and the right regimens for our potential needs.
And you know, I think when we start to realize that, yes, there are things that we can do to wipe away the years when it comes to fillers, Botox, all the things, but I'm a strong believer in skincare because that's just something that works. I just turned 57 years old.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
Yeah. And so
you look amazing.
well, thank you. I really am disciplined when it comes to skincare, and that can make a difference. You don't necessarily have to go afford all the fancy facials or all the things that are out there. If you come up with a regimen, that'll stand by you through time.
Absolutely. There are usually 4 key elements to a great regimen, and you're probably using them. One would be antioxidants, the next might be sunscreen, and then retinol, which you'd only use at night, and then peptides or antioxidants. I'm sorry, peptides are growth factors.
Right.
So that's really what we want to see in a regimen when estheticians are making recommendations.
Very good. Well, I have to tell you, we're super excited to have experts like yourself here in the Tampa Bay area. Welcome, and
thank you so much.
anytime you want to
so
come back on
excited to be here.
Bloom, we'd love to have you.
Oh, I'd love to do that. Yes,
All right.
thank you so much.
Absolutely.